I, on my own behalf, on behalf of the All Boys Science School Association, do heartily welcome you to this inaugural program. I will be failing on my part if I don't make a special mention on our guest of honor, who, in spite of his busy schedule, had come to inaugurate this small guest house of the All Boys Association Science School. Sir, we have a history behind this, and I know you are well aware, but this is the first guest house in all over India built by the All Boys Science School Association. This was only possible because of the help from our present Chief Minister. He has been in the Assembly for 8 times, and he is currently the present Chief Minister for the 5th time. If he has any quality in him, I believe it's from above God Almighty, and also a small contribution from the Science School, including you, sir. Because of your smartness, your intellect, you have reached this far. If any of us has reached any level, it is because of the grace and helping hand of God Almighty, and also from the backup, the training we receive from Science School. So we give glory and thanks to God, and not forgetting Science School as well. Sir, on behalf of the land of festivals, land of opportunities, land of warriors, land of traditions, land of pioneers, land of warriors, and also on behalf of the entire Warriors Forever, that is the motto of the Science School, do welcome you to this auspicious occasion. And on behalf of the Science School All Boys Association, we wish you the very best day, though it will be for a very short while. Thank you, and God bless.
We are honored to have you all in our midst as we inaugurate this All Boys Guest House. We are more happy that the All Boys from neighboring states of Assam, Manipur, Arunachal have come to be with us this afternoon to share our joy. The All Boys Association of Science School Nagaland was formed in the year somewhere in 1980s with the vision to bring about cohesive understanding amongst ex-Science School students of Nagaland. It was envisaged to be a forum where all boys can share and support each other in good times and also in times when we are down. The past few decades have been challenging for all of us as we cope with responsibilities of our respective professions, yet ensure that we set aside enough time for welfare and well-being of the all boys community. The bygone years have indeed taught us how holistic schooling in our alma mater molded us to be who and what we are today. Discipline, self-regulation, time management are some of the basic intrinsic values I personally benefited immensely, all thanks to my alma mater. Having said that, I'm sure all of you benefited much more in many ways than I did. Looking back, I'm convinced that Nagaland as a state has benefited much from Science School than any other states in India. Science School education has given us illustrious, tall political leaders like Srini Purio, a 5-time Chief Minister, a record indeed for us. Sri K. Therye, a former minister, and also he was also a former NPCC president. Advisors K.T. Sukalu, who is an honorable MLA, Sri Kuzuluzu, an honorable MLA now, and also an ex-minister in a number of present and past parliamentarians. Science schools have produced efficient and illustrious career bureaucrats, law enforcement officers, having served up to chief secretaries, DGPs, additional chief secretaries, principal secretaries, retired serving like R.B. Thong, Mombemo Patan, Kevisa Kense, Sri Alem Temsi, H.K. Kulu, Toshi Iyer, O. Alem, Squadron Leader Leonard Iyer, Colonel Suzuka Rengma, Captain Hekie, uh, Yangba Konyak, IPS, technocrats like Engineer-in-Chief Kupi Nacho, Engineer Kevizato, Engineer T.A. Sangame, Architect Ken Ketichu, late Engineer Y. Teb, Engineer Hondemo, Engineer Lima Dongdang, who all retired as Engineer-in-Chiefs in their department, and many more. We have also media personalities like Jeffrey Yaden, healthcare professionals like Dr. Devi of CIHSR, theologians like Reverend Kuzereng Tu, who was also earlier the state chaplain, tribal society leaders like Kevilito Keho, Temjan Paul, legal luminaries like High Court Judge Justice Hukato Su, and many other pillars of Naga society who contribute today in molding our beautiful state. We look back to recall members who are no more with us today. Their association with us will always be cherished with fond memories. Remembrance, and may their spirits always guide us into the future. Here I would like to make a special mention of Sri Temjan. He was one of the youngest yet highly dedicated person in our OBASS building construction committee who persevered during the most trying lockdown period of the COVID-19 years. We are saddened that he is no more with us today, but I'm sure he would be rejoicing with us today from above, as this was his pet project. Today is a day of celebration. It's a red letter day for OBASS, perhaps subject to correction, like our Honorable Azo has just said. Nagaland may be the only OBA in the country having such a luxurious modern building as a guest house, which would not be serving our state, but also OBs and friends coming from other state transiting through Nagaland. All credit to our esteemed member, Sri Nipyu Rio, Chief Minister of Nagaland and the chief host for this program. He conceptualized the idea of having a guest house initially within Chinese School Pungla campus way back in 2011. The initial survey and site selection were carried out, but it was decided that a guest house in the vicinity of Dimapur city would be more viable and would serve its intended purpose. The Honorable Chief Minister made fund allocation available for the building. Initially, location could not be finalized, and therefore there were some minor hiccups in starting the construction work.
Indeed, it is a very happy occasion to be coming together, a reunion after a very, very long time. And in occasion like this, or when you meet your old friends, sometimes you cannot recognize them 30, 40 years after. But it is so pleasant to meet our all boys. And today, what a joy, what an occasion in inaugurating the all boys guest house by our dear Gen Rana Kalita. We are extremely happy, as Abu had stated. We have to be grateful and we have to appreciate our alma mater for making us a responsible person, a contributing person, and working for the public, building our nation. We have to congratulate ourselves, but the credit goes to our base where we were trained to be a real human and to contribute and to have a positive outlook in our life. Most of the old boys, we were known as naughty boys. And in the family, the parents thought that these people should be sent to Sainik school, a military school, to discipline, to learn the other side of life. So, not only me in my family, but three brothers, we are six brothers, three of us went to Sainik school. And we benefited a lot. Today, we see the Polwa Sainik School boys here with us in uniform. When the then Defense Minister, George Fernandez, was there, a group of our old friends, I was in the government, so we approached him and he readily agreed to give us a Sainik school. And so we have this Sainik school and it is producing a lot of quality educations and getting into various professions. I hope not only Naga boys but others also coming and studying here. So these will be cultural exchanges. Most of us, we go out for studies, but very few people come from outside to our school and colleges. So it's one-way traffic. That's why we feel that we are isolated. We should encourage. And one thing I learned is the Sainik schools are also admitting girls also. So I hope this is the era of women empowerment. If we don't empower them, they will empower themselves and then we will be in difficulty. That's why it's better we empower them and be friendly so that we, male and female, we serve our country. So I'm extremely happy that General Kalita has come, inaugurated our guest house. And I hope we will all make good use of this building. Anything more to be done, we will work it out. And you see, it's getting a little congested. We are trying to set up a kind of convention center where you can host regional meetings or national meetings. And this district is going to be education district and also sports district. We're going to host Northeast Olympic. We have already taken decision. We have not formally did the bidding of national games to be played in Nagaland. That's how we are promoting building infrastructures. Now we can bid, we can get, but my worry is medal hope. If we host and if we don't get medals, it will be very embarrassing. That's why we are watching, promoting our youth, our athletics. If we are in a position to win some medals, definitely we will like to host, because our neighbors, they already had hosted and they're getting a lot of medals, particularly Manipur, Assam, and of course we are also getting, but we have not come to the benchmark, and therefore all boys working with the new boys together, let us build our state a vibrant state and progressive state, so that we don't remain to be a liability, but we become a contributor in nation building. Thank you and God bless.
I think the sentiments of being an old boy of Sainik School and what remembrance we still carry have been summed up beautifully by the Honorable Chief Minister during his speech. The only difference which I would like to state, that firstly I was not a naughty boy, and like probably the CM, and I didn't know that you have to be a naughty boy to become CM 5 times in a state. If I had known that, I would have probably been a naughty boy. As also, I think we should not call ourselves old, we should call ourselves as boys. I think it's good to call each other boys. I think that's how we should address each other. At least it boosts up our ego when we are crossing that age of 60 and going further in our life. So it's good to call ourselves old boys, at least you feel younger. I think the step taken by the Old Boys Association of Sainik Schools here in Nagaland to establish a guest house in the extremely approachable place in Chumukdima in Dimapur has been a very good step which need to be emulated by all other Sainik Schools Association of the other states as well. And I think we all have heard that credit for this incredible step goes to the Honorable Chief Minister, and we are grateful to you for having shown us this way and the path for the other associations as well. Last month, I had visited Sainik School Gwalpara. You all are aware that I am going to retire by end of this month. So that was my last visit to Sainik School Gwalpara. And while I was addressing the students, the present cadets of Sainik School Gwalpara, that is the first time in my life, 40 years in army, and including 10 years because I joined Sainik School in 1973. So it's been 50 years since I have spent my life in uniform. I think that was the first time in my life ever I became slightly emotional. I think that is because we joined the school at the age of 10, 11 years, as 10, 11-year-old boy. And when we passed out at the age of 17, 16, 18, we from a young boy, young child, I would say, we grew up to be some sort of a young man. I think that transition, that camaraderie, what you learned during that impressionable age, I think no one can forget that ever in life. I think that's the reason why all these Sainik schools all over the country has groomed so many leaders. The President has narrated the names of the people from Nagaland who studied in Sainik School and who grew up in their respective professions, of course led by the Honorable Chief Minister. Even in the other professions we heard the names of the people who have done extremely well. And similarly, we have seen students from Sainik School doing extremely well in armed forces as well. There has been number of officers who have risen up to the ranks of Janis, who belong to Sainik School, who studied in Sainik schools. And even in other fields also people have done well. I think it is because of the sense of commitment, the discipline and the desire to excel which is ingrained in us in our school days, which enable us and which empower us to achieve the goals and objectives that we set for ourselves. And I think that goes for the young boys sitting here today in uniform. You are the future. You have to take on this mantle. We all have passed that stage. You are the future of the state. You are the future of the country. You have to grow up and try and contribute towards nation building. You all are aware that Sainik schools were established as a primary feeder institution for the armed forces. So your primary aim, I would advise, should still be to join forces. With girls having come into Sainik school, and also we having number of women officers who are doing exceedingly well in various fields wherever they are deployed in the armed forces. We want more boys and girls of the Northeast and Nagaland to join the armed forces and excel to become a successful Army, Navy or Air Force officer. But for that, the first thing what you need to do is to set your goal, and then you have to work hard. There is no shortcut to success. I think all of us would agree on that. There is no shortcut to success. You have to work hard, then only you will get your results. And before doing that, you need to dream. You need to dream big, and thereafter strive to ensure that your dream becomes a reality. And sharing this dash with such eminent personalities and speaking in front of some of my seniors who probably were responsible in some way or other in molding me in what I have become today. I would also like to remember, to rather take this occasion or use this occasion to remember all our teachers and the non-teaching staff who were responsible for grooming us from a young boy to a young man who could shoulder the greater responsibilities as we grew in our professional and personal life. Let us all come together and remember the pledge which we took and ensure that we contribute towards nation building in whatever manner we can. Thank you very much, and Jai Hind.